Welcome back to MPL Recall. At your service, my name is Leo. Kasama natin si Honey Glaze at si Esports Reptar. Is that the new tag?
Yeah, tama.
Nice. Okay, I just read it off. I'm not as smart as you think I am. But, that being said, kaagaling lang natin sa ating discussion tungkol sa Signal Ultra. Dapat, feeling ko ultra kabado na sila. It's because, it's for their own good. There's only so many weeks left in the MPL for them to get points to secure their slot in the playoffs. That being said, this early on pa lang, meron na mga teams na nagbumukhang okay na sila sa playoffs at least. And some of them, okay na for the upper bracket. Let's take a look at those 4 teams from Group A and from Group B. Of course, I'm talking about Group A's Aura Philippines and Group A's Onyx Philippines, ang ating modern El Clasico. Out of Group B naman, syempre, Blacklist International still undefeated, followed up by Omega Esports, who, by the way, has started to find their footing. Now, for Omega Esports, kung sundan lang nila ang ganitong landas, if they follow through with these sudden sweeps or these relatively close 3-game series pero panalo, they should be fine going into the upper bracket. Now, that being said, explain ko lang, no? Baka may nagtatanong, di ba si Work ang number 1 ngayon? Bakit wala yung Work dyan? Ito, sabihin ko na, in-explain ni Ginoong Valdez, ni Himrael, ang ating granddaddy of MPL League Ops. He did say that Work Oster Force has so many games na. Lamang na. Ang daming linaro ng Work Oster Force. And those points, medyo magma-max out rin yun eventually. The truth is, Onyx Philippines and Aura Philippines have more matches to play. So they have more chances to get more points. And eventually, kung manalo sila, malalampasan nila ang Work Oster Force. Kaya, realistically speaking, baka ito ang itsura ng ating playoffs bracket. Now, the topic at hand, the question is, mentally speaking, okay bang may ganitong pressure na parang, ito na pala medyo goods na pala tayo. Pwede na tayo mag-playoffs pa upper bracket na to. Reptar, what do you think is going on in these teams' minds?
Well, definitely the teams know that if Season 7 has shown us anything is bawal ka mag-relax talaga. You could be amazing one day, be complete the next day, and then suddenly risen from the ashes. Joke lang, bad day lang yun, guys. Don't worry, one-off lang yun.
Honey Glaze, you have to do it too.
Boom, malakas Hindi, pero kasi it's again going back to the sheer improvement each team shows each week. They can't relax, and so I'm pretty sure all the amazing teams that we have are really just doing everything they can to get consistency, which has been an issue for almost every team other than Blacklist so far this season. At one point, sinabi natin, they just need consistency. And so every week, parang yun nga, that's what they need. So I'm more on the positive side, thinking that all the teams are really just doing everything they can to at least win a game. It sucks to drop an entire series 2-0 kasi at least hindi ka nakaka-isa eh. The reason why NXP are doing relatively well in their bracket despite only being 3-5 is even with their lose streak, nakakakuha sila ng games. And that was so important for NXP and why they're still okay now. So I won't be surprised if for week 5 we're gonna see a lot of 2-1s. I'll be more surprised if meron na naman tayong isang araw na 2-0 ulit for most of the series. But I think from here on out, ang dami natin makitang 2-1.
Okay. Well, again, sweeps are scary for both sides, di ba? Parang ang laki ng jump ng isa, tapos yung isa nag-stay lang. Honey Glaze, if you're a team that were going straight for the playoffs, again, like these teams that I mentioned, right? Omega, kung tuloy-tuloy sila, Blacklist, ganyan. What's your mindset? Confident ka ba?
It's more on na dapat dapat magkaroon ka ng pag-fill on the gaps na nalalagpasan mo, and with your lapses, with those team fights, na yes, you have to be confident enough na ganito yung magiging draft no. Dapat mapanindigan nyo yun when it comes to the consistency, and especially yung team plays and the shot calls ng mga teams or ng mga clashes nila in those games. So, dapat nga talaga na they have to worry about also those lapses na bakit kayo nakuhanan pa rin ng one game from that team. So, yun, halos kailangan mo rin talagang confidence but still fill on the gaps na nalagpasan nyo throughout the series.
Okay. So, again, it's more of just don't drop the ball, di ba? I-shoot mo na lang nasa court mo na Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, though, in this mid-season checkpoint. Let's talk about the teams that aren't doing so well. They're still in the single digits area. And as we can see here in our overall standings, the updated scoreboards, they have hit rock bottom, right? If this is a scene from SpongeBob, Signal Ultra and LPE. It's tough. It's tough for these two teams. We'll be showing you guys the brackets. Sorry, no, the scoreboard real soon. It's going to be them in the bottom, for Group A and B respectively. 3 points and 5 points. Now, Reptar, how about for them? Well, what's the mindset for them?
I think it's frustration. Na I won't be surprised if at this point these teams are incredibly frustrated in themselves. Na again, just like Signal, LPE then have already won series. They've already been able to win 2. Omega are on a hot streak pero won nila Omega last week. So it's frustration because even us now, even the people who think about these teams deeply and don't just go out and hate them, kahit nga lahat tayo nag-iisip na what else is missing? What do these teams need to do? And if that's how we feel, that's how the teams feel as well. Now, frustration lang talaga because there are moments where they do things right. Even in their worst days, there are glimpses of brilliance na nakikita natin. Frustration. It's just like, ano na lang kulang. I feel like that's what's going on in their heads.
Bakit ayaw gumana? Diba? Yun na Isang game na lang Honey Glaze, do you have a suggested solution? Meron ka bang parang trick? Let's say if whenever you get frustrated, maybe these teams can do that. Is there a trick?
I think is to have consistency on your team. Yun lang talaga yung magiging trick for that or magiging advice for that, since you have to remain sticking in some kind of role na yun lang dapat yung kaya mong gawin, or magkaroon man kayo ng creative side, pero syempre you have to be consistent sa magiging plays nyo when it comes to those team fights and when it comes to those draft.
Okay, well, I agree with that on that point, especially for Signal Ultra kasi sila yung medyo, they like to shuffle things around. But for LPE, I'm frustrated with LPE. Coach Panda, Brian Lim, he went live the other night. I think Sunday night, as in just the day after broadcast, di ba? That night, nag-live siya sa Facebook niya, personal Facebook niya. Kasi, personally, sabi niya, hindi niya na kaya nasistress na siya So, para hindi niya isipin yung nangyayari sa team niya masyado, nag-live siya. And I dropped by, syempre, nagpa-shoutout ako. Aminin ko, fan pa rin naman ako ni Coach Panda. For LPE, I don't know what the answer is. Kasi sila parang same 5 naman. Yung draft naman nila, solid. Reptar, do you see any holes or ways to fix that?
Again, I'm a stumped as the general viewer right now. Even when I really think about it, yes, during the analysis segment and during us on desk, there are certain things we mentioned that there are certain times where this specific pick is off. But then on one side, there's really just if usually pag inisip natin bakit natatalo isang team, we think, what are they doing wrong? Pero there's also that factor then of what are the other teams doing so right. Baka may araw lang talaga na yung teams na kalaban nila just decided to step it up a notch. Just decided to bring out something new. Just decided to wake up today and be like, Pre, tara, durugin natin LPE, tara. And then LPE, ready to fight as well, just get surprised. Like, uy, bakit biglang sobrang lakas sila? It's, again, it's hard for, even for us analysts, it's super hard to pinpoint super exact things that they're doing completely wrong. Their Signal and Ultra, their teams, just like the other teams here, they make mistakes. Everyone in the MPL, all the other teams, even the winning teams, they make mistakes. Omega has made mistakes even though they're trying to find their groove. Blacklist has made mistakes in certain games kahit undefeated sila sa matches. But I guess it's just down to more often than not, they're making more mistakes than they're doing right things. And I think that's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah. You know what? Sana ganun lang siya kadali, no? Sana ganun lang siya kasimple na, you know what? I feel like making durog today. So, yun na gagawin natin. But, again, I agree. May luck factor din kasi. And may parang...
Sinabi ko ba talaga?
No, ako nagsabi nun. I'm the one who said make durog. But you're right. Yun yung concept. Yun yung concept. Na baka nga, nag-set up lang yung isang team, tapos si LPE, na timingan lang. And again, it's not because it's LPE's fault. It's just, it's just how it is. So, just the nature of competition. Who's the better team at that moment when it matters? As fans of Signal Ultra and LPE, guys, this is the time that they need your support. This is the time wherein wag kayong bibitaw. Kasi nga, di ba? Laban Ultra and whatever LPE says to stay in the game. I honestly don't know what their catchphrase is or what it is. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's not over till it's over. We still have a few more weeks left in the MPL. So support na lang. And we'll do this again when the season ends and see how these teams come out to perform. When we come back, we're going to go do the clash. And we're going to be talking about captains and shot callers. Again, 2 minutes on the clock. Share your thoughts. And then we end with a question asking you guys, ano ang inyong take? Once more, this is MPL Recall. When we come back, it's going to be the clash. Stay with us. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving us a like and subscribe to the channel. You can find us on Facebook via the link in the description. Thanks.